Okay, I'm back. This time for real, I do believe. Hi, Muriel. Welcome to Periscope. Hi, Dr. Paris. I wanted to get on here and do a quick scope because I was thinking about something, and you know how we do, talking to the Lord about some stuff. And and you writing on the screen. Look at you, wonderful. Hi, Tambra. Oh my goodness, haven't seen you since high school. Hi, Marlon. Hi, everybody. Let me get this off my brain. I'll say hi to everybody at the end. So what I was thinking and talking to God about a little earlier, was how oftentimes we allow relationships in our lives, and we allow them to set their own standards and mark their own courses, and that ought not be so. Now I understand that there are some things that we really, to an extent, are beyond our control. But we need to make sure that we don't allow people in our personal space, their close friends, close associates, relatives, people who we, have heart-to-heart relationships with, and we allow them to abuse the closeness that we have with them. That is not the heart of God. That's not the desire of God for our relationships. And so one thing that came to mind was how we a lot of times will, especially people who are naturally givers, how we'll give and give and give and give and give and give and give. And there's They take and take and take and take and take, and we use as an excuse the fact that, they don't have anything to give. But what you have to give, funny. But what you have to, everybody has something to offer and something to give, and the expectation is not that you give the same thing, but the expectation is that you give what you have. And so I had an experience like this a few years ago, and my thing was, I knew that this person was in a different space in their life, and what God was having me to give was a lot, do a lot and go beyond what I would normally do for someone, and it was met with a lot of disrespect. It was received well, you take anything I give you, but then it was responded to disrespectfully, and it was never an extension of anything in return. And one day, I was talking to the Lord because I was frustrated, and he said, that's the standard that you set. You're allowing this to be the way that it is. So until you say something about it, until you reset the standard, this is what it's going to be. So I don't care if they're children. I don't care if they're teenagers. I don't care if they're your parents. We set the standards of the relationship, and you have the right to say, look, enough is enough, and we're going to reestablish some boundaries here. And a couple of years ago, I had to tell a young lady who, again, this is a different person, who only showed up when she was in need, when something was going wrong in her life. And she came by one day, she came by my business, and she was sitting around and talking. And, this is a safe space that God has allowed me to create in my business. And so she was just talking, and different people left. And when we were alone, I said, so what's going on? Okay. All right. So I said, well, what's going on? And she said, nothing. I just thought about you, and I came by to see you. I said, nothing's wrong. And she said, no, why do you say that? I said, because you only come around when you need something. And she said, really? I said, you've never come by, you never called, you never, I don't really think you care anything about me personally, but I just figured you came because you needed something. And she said, well, you've never said anything before. I said, because I know my assignment in your life, but it's my fault for not addressing this earlier. And so she was a little embarrassed because I confronted it. And she said, well, I didn't know you felt that way. I said, well, think about it. When have you ever asked me anything beyond what your needs were? And she said, I guess I haven't. And I never saw her again. But what I know she took from that was, wow, first of all, if she knew what she was doing, she was caught. But second, that it gave me an opportunity to take back some authority in my own life, and take back some power. She speaks about the message, not trying today. Amen. It allowed me to take back some authority and power in my own life, because I felt like I was being abused and like I was being used, but I wasn't doing anything about it. So saying that to say, again, every person that is in your space, every person that you're extending yourself to in life, in love, in fellowship, in relationship, there needs to be an extension in return. Anything that is not reciprocal, there's something wrong with that. There's something wrong with that, because there's a lack of balance. If a flow is only going in one direction, it is not healthy. It's not healthy. So again, even with children, if your children, the return that they give you is not at least appreciation, there's something wrong with that. And we need to, again, raise the standard of how we allow ourselves to be treated, how we allow our relationships to be. And again, a lot of times when you are not the type of person that's looking for anything in return, you allow these things to go on and on and on and to slip past you. And when those who have slipped into God complexes, where we try to be God and heroes and rescue other people, we get into those modes too, where it's like, well, I don't need anything. I'm good. I'm here to help you. But even in those moments where God will call us not to be God, but God will call us to extend ourselves to someone else. There is an expectation. You never sow a seed and then walk off and leave what you sow. Anytime you impart anything in any place, be it naturally, spiritually, socially, whatever, you stand by and you wait for your harvest. You wait for your return. And so whether the expectation is, whatever the expectation is, as long as it's a healthy seed that's sown and it's sown in the right ground in the right way and it's nurtured properly, there should be an expectation of some type of harvest. So we do this very often. We find ground, be it good or be it bad, and we sow into ground, and then we step away from the harvest, and then we wonder why we're depleted. We wonder why we're feeling dogged out, why we feel used and abused and underappreciated and all this other type of stuff. We have to take the responsibility that we hold in it and set the standard. Set the standard for your life, set the standards for your relationships. And a lot of times we have these feelings about stuff that we need to take responsibility for some of the things that we allow. Amen. So now I have, you all have gotten 2 encouraging words for the day. The encouraging word in this is, again, set the standard and feel good about it. Don't allow yourself to feel like, well, I probably shouldn't have this feeling. I don't have the right to say that they don't have anything. But with the young lady that I was telling you about a couple of years ago, the first person I was speaking of, once I finally told her, I said, look, I know you're in a situation, and trust me, I'm not looking for you to do what I do for you, but you need to do something, because you're taking advantage of this situation. You're taking advantage of my kindness, and I know you think I don't know, but you are, and you need to do something. And it was funny because she said, well, honestly, I don't feel like I have anything of value. I don't feel like I have anything worthwhile to offer you. And once that conversation started, it gave her an opportunity to deal with some things that she needed to deal with in her heart, in her psyche, in her emotions. Got a chance to pray with her and, minister to her a little bit, to give her the opportunity to see she was extraordinarily valuable, not only to me, but to God and to the kingdom. And what you have, you give that. What if it's small, and regardless of the monetary whatever that she may not have had in the moment, what she had to offer on so many other levels far outweighed anything of any monetary value in my life. So it's amazing how now that she's that had been confronted, she's one of the biggest givers. Amen. One of the biggest givers in my environment now. And the other day she did something that just blew my mind. She's grown so much in the past couple of years. She called me or she texted me. She said, I'm in your neighborhood. You need anything? And I said, you know what? I would love a cup of coffee. She said, I got you. And that, again, a $2 cup of coffee just blew my mind, because it was something totally different from what she normally would have done. She absolutely got it, and she invested again. But what happened? I stood next to the seed that was planted, and the expectation was there, and it came forth. So I hope you all are encouraged by that. I will see you all later. I'm trying to say hi to everybody I see on here on Periscope. Let me see. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Tambra. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Uniquely Created Jazzy. Hi, Lady. Hi, Dr. Paris. Hi, Shannon. Hi, Marlon, Linda, and Joanne, and Muriel, and Sharon, and Phyllis, and Pastor Philip. Hi, everybody. I pray that you all receive something from that encouragement, and it will encourage you to bring some order and some balance so that you can get all that God has for you, not only in your environments and in your friendships and all of that other good stuff, but so that you get the best out of the seeds that you plant. Stop planting seeds and walking away from them. Plant in places where there is good soil and then have an expected return. And stand there with it. Sometimes, again, you got to work with some people, and sometimes you got to recognize, oops, I dropped some good seed on some bad soil. And you've learned. You've learned. You've learned. Don't do that anymore that way. Still plant, but plant on good soil. Pray that you all, again, plant good seed on good soil. Amen. Amen. I'll see you all tomorrow morning at 8:30 in the morning. God bless you, my dear Wendy. I think this closes our show. Indeed. I'll see you all for the prayer appeal. Excuse me. And I look forward to more and more and more opportunities for us to have these chit-chats. Talk to you soon. Bless you. Bye-bye. Now, y'all know this thing never won't cut off when I'm ready for it to cut off. Okay, I think I got it.